So, I'm feeling compelled to talk about this subject as somebody who's kind of going through this stage at the moment. And this is kind of to do with healing and growing and evolving. So, when you go through that process of evolving and processing things and trying to move on from things, it's not a straightforward process. It can be quite long because there are sometimes beliefs that are buried really deep inside that you haven't consciously realised that you've willingly carried around for quite a long time. And specifically, I'm talking about limiting beliefs. So if you have limiting beliefs around your confidence, that you think you can't do things, around body image, around how worthy you are to receive love, a lot of limiting beliefs that we can have. And when you kind of go through the process of trying to work on them, for me, my experience is lots of strange things come up. So for me, I've had a ridiculous amount of dreams recently. Almost every other night I'm having dreams that are producing a very kind of emotional reaction upon waking, confusion, nostalgia, a bit of sadness. And yesterday I kind of had a day where I felt a little bit low in mood. And through this spiritual journey, I've been trying to remind myself, my self-worth, really working on those concepts. But I'm also learning that when emotions come up in your life, they need to be processed. And I'm quite bad at processing my emotions. I just kind of put them on the back burner. And then I've noticed, through discussing it in therapy, that sometimes they pop up in really inconvenient ways. And they kind of get the better of me sometimes. So I'm learning that when you go through these limiting beliefs and you start to work on them, subconsciously they're going to start to be processed, and that tends to come through in things like dreams or thoughts, or what I'm experiencing at the moment is random emotions come through. So you might feel a intensity of some emotions, and the best way to process that is to kind of take time to feel those emotions. Sometimes I think because things feel negative or sad, we think we're not entitled or we shouldn't be experiencing them. All emotions are telling us something, so you're allowed to experience the whole landscape of emotions, good and bad. And they're trying to tell you something. So with some more difficult emotions, journaling them or spending time alone where you can talk to yourself through these emotions and start to think, why am I feeling these? What are they trying to tell me? And strange as it sounds, discussing this in therapy, it's almost like I've been encouraged to carve out time to feel my emotions. So some of the advice can be like, literally schedule in 20 minutes when nobody's going to be around and allow yourself to feel that emotion. And I think that's quite useful because in our busy lives, like for me, I never have a chance to feel my emotions. And I think I've gone through an experience of escaping my emotions by doing something else. And I think things like watching Netflix or drinking alcohol or going out every weekend or whatever it is, or being obsessed with work, are all ways that we kind of stunt our emotional exploration, because we just say, I don't want to feel it because it feels weird and I don't really understand why I'm feeling it and it's not a nice emotion, so I'm just not going to deal with it. But if you carve out time, and obviously do it when nobody's there so that whatever comes up you can kind of process. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to do this video to explain that when you're working through limiting beliefs, if you're trying to build self-confidence, if you're trying to work on your body image, if you're trying to work on your confidence, it will be a long process, but also these strange and sometimes scary emotions come up, but they're coming up because you are doing the processing right. It's because you are working through those things, and don't be scared of those emotions. I'm learning that lesson as well. Don't be scared of those emotions. Sometimes they come up because they're saying, hang on a minute, you've not honoured this feeling. Like, you're working through this limiting belief, which is great, And a part of you feels a bit sad about it because you're having to let go of something that you've held on to for so long and you thought it was serving you, which obviously isn't, but a part of you at one point it did serve. So you have to honour that little person inside of you that really thought that this was a helpful move. And getting rid of limiting beliefs does almost feel a little bit like grief. It's not the same as grief, but it's this idea of letting go. For a lot of us, me included, the concept of letting go is the most difficult, of relinquishing control, of letting go of things that we don't know, and letting go of people or places and just letting things happen. It's scary, and that's normal. So sometimes there's going to be emotional residue from that you're going to have to process, that this feels a bit scary. You've not gone down this path before. You don't know what's on the other side. But you know in your heart of hearts that this old belief system is not working for you anymore. Somebody implanted it in your head a long time ago and you have to let go of it. And it is a big step. And I think people completely underestimate when they talk about it on social media or on podcasts, letting go of limiting beliefs, just stepping into your confidence like it's a 4-step process in a book or a podcast. It's not. It's very personal to you. It can be very intense. But it's necessary for your growth. So if you want to grow and you want to become a better person and you want to work on yourself, it does come with the caveat that there are some parts of it that require work and that require you to tap in. But I'm not saying this for it to be scary. I'm saying that it's liberating once you know that being in that emotional landscape and that confusion and feeling a bit unsure and a bit sad and a bit scared is perfectly normal. It means you're actually going through the process of healing properly and you are doing the work. So if you have those feelings, just know that they're completely normal. We're all experiencing them. And you will come out the other side a much stronger, better version of you. The version of you that little child inside of you was always waiting for.